Meeting to order, call the roll.
Trustee Healy.
Here.
Trustee Katsinas.
Here.
Trustee Milani.
Here.
Trustee Compass.
Here.
Trustee Reardon.
Here.
Trustee Radiszewski.
Here.
Mayor Peacock.
Here.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Approval of the September 5th, 2023 regular meeting minutes.
Mr. Mayor,
Trustee Katsinas.
I move to approve the minutes of the Board of Trustee meeting of September 5th, 2022, or 23.
Second. Any comments? Call the roll.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Milani.
Aye.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Compass.
Aye.
Trustee Reardon.
Aye.
Trustee Radiszewski.
Aye.
Mayor Peacock.
Aye.
Proclamation honoring Fox's Pizza and Irish Pub as Orland Park's Business of the Month for September 2023.
I see Ryan out there today. So it's my distinct honor to proclaim Fox's Pizza and Irish Pub as Orland Park Business of the Month. And I'm going to read some of the whereases, but I'll have my own comments, as I'm sure their ex-employee will as well. Whereas Fox's Pizza and Irish Pub has been a family-owned and operated business in Orland Park for 50 years, and whereas Tom Fox Sr. began his lifelong restaurant career delivering pizzas for a local pizzeria in Chicago. In 1964, Tom Fox Sr. and his wife, Mary Therese, bought a deli that belonged to Al Capone's sister on Western Avenue in Beverly and turned it into his first Fox's restaurant and pub. Tom Fox Sr. was determined to have the best pizza on the South Side. With the couple's creation of a superb pizza recipe, they solidified their claim on the best pizza on the South Side of Chicago. And whereas in 1973, Tom Fox Sr. built the restaurant in Orland Park from the ground up just 2 years after opening the Oak Lawn location, in true Fox's fashion, they offered Irish music, the old-style pizza Fox's customers were accustomed to, as well as many new options that have become customer favorites. And over the years, Tom Sr., Mary Therese, Ronald, Tom Jr., Frank, and as of 2019, Ryan Fox have all run Fox's Pizza and Irish Pub, keeping it a family-owned and run business. And whereas Fox's Pizza and Irish Pub has given back to the community by sponsoring countless local organizations, Fox's is a valued Orland Park staple and continues to serve our community in a way that Tom Fox Sr. would be proud to see. Now, therefore, I, Keith Peacock, Village President of the Village of Orland Park, Illinois, and the counties of Cook and Will, do hereby extend the gratitude of the entire community to Fox's Pizza and Irish Pub for 50 years of service to the community, and hereby proclaim Monday, September 18th, 2023 as Fox's Pizza and Irish Pub Day in the Village of Orland Park, and name Fox's Pizza and Irish Pub Orland Park Business of the Month. And I'm sure that Trustee Katsinas, as one of their original employees, would like to make a statement. You have nothing to say?
No, after that comment, I don't know that I can't say anything. No, I'd just like to thank Fox's. You know, they've certainly been a part of my family. You know, my mother was there working on the opening day here in Orland Park. You know, my sister, my brothers, myself worked there. And your mother and father were amazing people. So they started a business that now you and your brother run. And I can't say enough good things about how you've run the business, how your fathers run the business, and also your commitment to the community, as witnessed by something last week. So I thank you for being here. Thank you for making the best pizzas in Orland Park. Thank you.
And I too want to thank you. So Fox is, most of you here on the board floor know, is about maybe 200 yards from where I grew up, the apartment I grew up in. So I remember when it was built, and that's where we went to get pizza all the time. My dad was actually a very close friend with Tom Sr. So it goes back a very long way, including many Fridays going to see Pat O'Brien sing there. I remember a lot of that as a kid. So I want to thank you all thank you for 50 years of being here. And obviously I think it's the longest family-owned restaurant in Orland Park. and it's been in the same location the whole time. And thank you for all the support of the community, and thank you for all that you do. And I have a plaque and a proclamation for you. Oh, and by the way, pizza in Chicagoland, they were second, and then the one that was first was a deep dish place. So best thin crust pizza in Chicago.
Accounts payable, September 6, 2023 through September 18, 2023 approval.
Mr. Chairman?
Trustee Healy.
I move to approve the accounts payable for September 6, 2023 through September 18, 2023 in the amount of $8,861,899.52.
Second.
Call the roll.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Reardon.
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Malani.
Aye.
Trustee Compass.
Aye.
Trustee Radiszewski.
Aye.
Mayor Pico.
Aye.
Consent agenda.
Consent agenda. Item A, payroll for September 1st, 2023 approval. Item B, fall tree maintenance, trimming, and removals. Item C, disposal of village equipment, online auction, Public Works Department ordinance. Item D, smart point transmitter and touchpad purchase. Item E, special event permit for AFT Local 943 picnic, greater than 100 people. That's it.
Mr. Chairman?
Trustee Malani.
Move to approve items A through E of the consent
so-
agenda.
I apologize. There's more, is there more to it this time?
Just
Sorry,
A
my iPad's not cooperating.
That was A through E.
A through E.
My iPad's not updated. Okay, go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
Second.
Call the roll.
Trustee Malani.
Aye.
Trustee Compass.
Aye.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Reardon.
Aye.
Trustee Radiszewski.
Aye.
Mayor Pico.
Aye.
Fiscal year 2023 budget amendment number 4.
Mr. Mayor,
Trustee Reardon.
I move to approve expenditure increases in the insurance fund, retiree, medical, and OPEB fund and general fund in a total amount of $1,625,000. Expenditure decreases in the insurance fund and general fund in the amount of $700,000 as detailed in the FY 2023 budget amendment number 4.
Second.
And just as a summary, this is primarily the result of, we're self-insured, so it's primarily the result of claims from, and basically I think a lot of companies are dealing with this as well, where people avoided the doctor for several years and now they're finding themselves with later stage diagnoses of some bad diseases, and it's unfortunately bad for those people. Also, it's rough on the village's finances as well. So, and hopefully everyone gets healthy and better, and we don't see these problems in the future. The other big thing on here is an amendment to for the signage for the police department, which we've approved as will be the Timothy J. McCarthy building. So that's the other amendment here. Any comments? Call the roll.
Trustee Reardon.
Aye.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Malani.
Aye.
Trustee Compass.
Aye.
Trustee Radiszewski.
Aye.
Mayor Pico.
Aye.
Sure, I'm sorry. Queen of Hearts Raffle Operator Agreement, MST Pizza Corp. DBA Tommy T's.
Mr. Chairman,
Trustee Compass.
I move to approve the Queen of Hearts raffle operator agreement between the Village of Orland Park and MST Pizza Corporation doing business as Tommy T's to assist the Orland Park Veterans Commission with the operation of its Queen of Hearts raffle and authorize village manager to execute said agreement subject to village attorney review.
Second.
Any comments? Call the roll.
Trustee Compass.
Aye.
Trustee Malani.
Aye.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Reardon.
Aye.
Trustee Radiszewski.
Aye.
Mayor Pico.
Aye.
Strategic Communications Plan.
Mr. Mayor,
Trustee Radiszewski.
I move to approve the adoption of the Strategic Communications Plan as presented.
Second.
And would you like to present it, please?
Would love to present it. So I am pleased to be here with the Strategic Communications Plan. Trustee Radiszewski and I did spend countless hours drafting the plan and making sure it was perfect. So just keep in mind that it is a living, breathing plan, so we will review at the end of each year and make sure that it's exactly where it needs to be. So the purpose of the plan is to clearly define messages, priorities, strategies, and tools that the Village of Orland Park will use when communicating with the community in a one-voice fashion. The plan ensures the Orland Park story is told effectively despite any external impedance, and engagement between the village and the community is implemented in a timely and effective manner. This plan aligns with the strategic priorities of the Village of Orland Park Board, furthering the village's mission while strengthening community pride. So the village's strategic plan as a whole, we took a little bit of a different approach for our part of it. So about a year ago, we took a member from each village department and we had a working group. And we got together and said, what's working, what's not. We took a look at all effective practices, some ineffective practices. We took a look at some of the recent issues that have come up and what was working well. So we took that back and we went to the drawing board and we said, what's working? What do we need to change? So we conducted an audit of sorts. And what we found was that, we're going to continue doing a lot of the things that we're doing. However, processes needed to be put into place. We took a look at our SWOT analysis. We focused mainly on some of our weaknesses. We looked at our strengths and we looked at how we can combat those weaknesses and turn them into strengths. So we had to consider our stakeholders. When we communicate as a village, we communicate not only to residents, we have internal stakeholders. We communicate to our employees, we communicate to each other. We communicate to our business community. We have the schools. So there's a lot to consider. And each of those people in the broad demographic communicate in different ways. Some of them still prefer snail mail, so we have to make sure that we have printed documents arriving in their mailboxes. Some people are strictly email. Some people, they're on their phones and it's only social media. So we have to reach all of those demographics and we have to do it effectively. So what did we add? So about 6 months ago, we started doing monthly departmental meetings. We meet with each of the departments and we say, what is your message? What's important? What's going on in your department that the public needs to know about? What do other employees need to know about? And this has become really effective because those monthly, every 30 days, meetings, we're bringing them back and we're implementing them, whether it's social media or our employee newsletters or our resident e-newsletters. We've also implemented a weblog. The reason for the weblog was we've noticed at the implementation of our new website, actually at the end of the implementation of our new website, we handed over each individual page to the departments. And what we found was it was great because everybody took ownership of their own pages, but everybody was writing in their own singular voice. There was different writing styles, there was different messaging, different types of grammar being used. So we kind of had to rein that in. So in order to effectively do that, we needed each individual who was making changes on the website to log those changes, because unfortunately, the review process on the back end of the website doesn't show us what was changed, just what page they were changed on. And that's been really effective. We also implemented a writing style guide. So we've taken the simple journalistic AP style and we've kind of massaged it into something that's perfect for Orland Park. And that will be part of, and is part of the onboarding process when new employees come in. This is how we write. This is how, addresses should look. And this is how, when you refer to an elected official, how you write their name. We also implemented a review process. Now, part of this is already in place. What we found was that while each department was doing a great job creating their own content, there was a need for an endpoint review before it was disseminated to the public. So at the end of each process, the creator within the department sends it to, or at the beginning, I should say, the creator for each department sends it to the director. The director then reviews it. They make those changes. They send them on to me. I make the final changes before it's seen by the public. And it's working out pretty well. So how do we measure this? At the end of the year, when all is said and done, how do we measure that it's been effective? Well, we're doing community surveys, and we do informal surveys. We were just at Brewfest the other day, and we said, what do you think, what's great about this? How did you hear about it? What could we do next time to make, your experience more enjoyable? We look at web analytics. Are we reaching people? Are they staying on the page? Are they clicking on things? Event participation. If they show up, how'd you hear about it? Did you see it in an e-newsletter? And citizen engagement. Are people talking back and forth? Are they reaching out to us? We see a lot of, I get more messages on Facebook than I do phone calls from residents now, because people are more comfortable, to reach out that way. So that's a very good measure too. And that's about it. And of course, the plan itself is available in its entirety, PDF form.
Are there any questions or comments?
Mr. Chairman,
Trustee Compass.
I'd just like to extend my appreciation to the committee that was responsible for crafting the strategic communication plan, with special thanks to our communications director, Nabiha, and Trustee Radzewski for their invaluable professional insights. I might have been a catalyst to some of this. I'm generally pleased with the outcome. This plan serves as a foundation upon which we can elevate our brand and communication strategies. From news articles to social media posts and even unusual places like our water towers, it's crucial for the village to convey a uniform and deliberate message, strengthening our brand identity. I know our departments must tirelessly navigate the rapid and vast demands of digital communications. An unfortunate side effect to that speed is how unintentionally easy it is for us to have different voices or styles emerge from that. Such variations can eventually lead to miscommunication and public uncertainty. From my early days in office, I've emphasized the essence of speaking with one voice, to not only streamline where the public seeks information, but also to ensure they consistently receive the same tone and message back. The strategy extends beyond the recent overhaul of the village website and develops all of our external communication channels, from publications to email, social media platforms, and more. Our goal is for the public to immediately identify communication as originating from the village of Orland Park, not just a fragmented part of it. On a side note, I'd be interested in seeing our unified branding even reflected in the village flag. Our logo's distinct emerald and typography are arguably now more recognizable than their current flag, but that's probably a discussion for another time. So again, thank you to all the village communicators that contributed to this plan. I hope this is but a start of the increased cross-departmental collaboration on communications. Thank you, Nabiha.
Mr. Chairman,
Trustee Malani.
I agree with pretty much everything Trustee Compass said there. I think the uniformity of the plan, putting process around things, I think back to some of our first board meetings with Nabiha recording the board meetings on a cell phone and pushing them out to Facebook, to what we have today is night and day. So we've made great strides in communication and transparency, and I think this will help even more build a brand for Orland Park and focus on that whole crown jewel of the Southland that people forget that we are. I don't know what the hate is on the Oxford comma. I'm kind of upset about this, but I'm willing to go with it, unless you reconsider.
If not, we will edit it.
Okay. So, no, thank you for putting all this effort into it, and thank you, Trustee Radzewski, for working with the team as well.
Mr. Chairman?
Trustee Healy.
I think it's a great plan, long overdue, and I think you're poised to take its communications department even into a higher place. However, there's a segment of the community that I think we're no closer to reaching. That's the ones who are about as young as I am. The older people, we don't communicate, well, at least one guy here doesn't communicate too well on Twitter.
You say you get a lot of stuff via mail.
No, but Facebook I stay off of. I just, all this stuff, and I'm not alone. There's people even older than I am, and I want to say it's about 20% of the community. And it's just going to be, we can't expect them to do it. So when you're measuring this stuff, how effective it is, there's a big segment that probably you're not going to reach. So I'm not sure how to.
So we do consider
So
that.
hold on, we do mail, like the budget and brief, we mail all of the sport, all the recreation things. We have a senior guide as well. So we have, 7 things that get mailed
Yeah.
over
each
the
year.
course of the year?
Part of communication is the interchange of ideas, and there's only, it's a
So we
one-way
also,
street.
We also visit the senior residences within the village and deliver the publications just in case they're not signed up. And we do make a special effort to reach out to them. We also partner with Pathlights, which is a senior service organization, to reach those seniors. So we're trying everything that we can. But if you think of anything you think that we're not doing, I'm open to suggestions.
Also, when we do the village survey, we mail it. So to a lot of seniors to try and get their
And
engagement as
last year, I
well.
believe we did an older resident survey as well through the National Citizen Survey, specifically today.
But we try.
Well, we seniors can be stubborn, let me tell you.
Yeah, and we've noticed from the board before that some of you don't communicate well.
If you send me a list of your friends, I'll add them to our mailing list.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Mayor.
Trustee Radiszewski.
I too want to say thank you to Nabia and all the directors for weighing in and helping with this strategic communication plan. And, you know, prior to my being on the board, I was part of the Technology Commission, and, Nabia was very, very instrumental in redesigning and updating our website. And she takes all the projects, all the things that she works on, besides the website and social media. And she's always thinking about how do we communicate, how do we reach all the different demographics and get that, information out to people. And it's really important. And so, she definitely puts her heart and soul into it, and I can't thank you enough.
Thanks, Joni.
Any other comments? So I want to thank you all for all the hard work on the strategic plan. You know that strategic planning was important for me, and I know that this is one of many departments. So I think this is fantastic. I happen to wander by social media this weekend, and I saw someone bashing us for not being transparent, and how that prior to me that we were so much more transparent. I'm like, nothing was recorded. Nothing was broadcast on TV, so just the board meetings alone. And to Trustee Milani's point, when Trustee Milani and Trustee Katsinas and Trustee Healy got on board, the first night we approved video streaming, and then Nabia was doing it with her phone for a while till we could get a videographer in here. So obviously the board meetings are much more transparent. The surveys that we talked about, the citizen survey and then the survey for the strategic plan, you think about the meetings that we have, the recreational advisory board, having all the meetings on all of the different parks and all the improvements there. Now granted, we weren't improving a whole lot of parks before, but what we did do, it was like, here's what we're doing. And it was never engaged with the citizens. So that's all been done. Social media and mail, all of that as well. The website, it amazes me when I hear, we didn't know. We certainly heard that about Centennial Park West, and I think we had 11 public meetings on it, as well as it's all over the website, obviously, and been in the multiple mailers and that we sent out. Just in multiple videos, talked about on the board for many times. And then think back to COVID. Agree or disagree with the board's decisions. You were kept informed, every week? We taped and sent that out, so we were keeping people informed of the decisions, of the information that we were getting, the information that wasn't necessarily being shared publicly that we were getting, we were showing all that. So I think this board has been very transparent, and that's with the help of Nabia and others to make sure that happens, and it's great that you get that all codified in a strategic plan. So thank you very much. Call the roll.
Trustee Radiszewski.
Aye.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Milani.
Aye.
Trustee Compass.
Aye.
Trustee Reardon.
Aye.
Mayor Pico.
Aye.
Non-scheduled citizens and visitors.
Short board meeting tonight. So a reminder, visitors have 3 minutes. Diana Howard.
I just wanted to say, if there's one thing anybody that knows me would say about me, love me or hate me, is that I'm an honest person. I walked into this meeting with the intent of bringing the truth to light. I sat here, listened to you all condemn me, scold me like a child for my statements, and blindly follow and believe that man who literally called me a liar, actually stated my comments were lies, mentioned defamation, and then acted all offended and indignant that these lies were being spread. Here's the problem. They were not lies. I will state them again. Keith Pekow did show up at the meeting and was not permitted to speak as he stated he did. He did walk out of the meeting angry and stayed in the parking lot. Once in the parking lot, he was approaching veterans. He did have a tirade, and this is here where I will amend my statement. And I do apologize for the statement of yelling. I was told it was not yelling, but it was a very angry conversation to which I got the quote, he was pissed. He never re-entered the building to have pizza with the group, as he stated. And there were veterans that delayed leaving the building until he left because they didn't want to deal with him in the parking lot. I can repeat my statements every month until the truth is brought forward. This brings to me one of the false statements hurled at me, that you never seen me at a meeting and you were even questioning if I was a veteran. I was going to ask you if you remember that they take roll call at every meeting, but then I find out you most definitely do, because in an invasion of my privacy, you tried to get my attendance records. I have to admit, now I'm a little creeped, as you've also been stalking me electronically. I'm guessing you tried to hit my Facebook. Not sorry, you either didn't find it or found it locked down. So that's when you went on to my LinkedIn page. And before you're saying I'm lying about this too, remember these social media platforms have options to view who's been looking at your profile and who's been on your page, and I have screenshots of you attacking and on my page. I also have screenshots of this. I have alerted my employer just in case. I said, you want to know something about me? Why not just ask me? But I guess it's easier to attack me when I cannot respond. Oh, and nice spin in your mayoral update too about what I said. Everything I stated today are facts and they can be checked. Everybody here today, any residents out there who's listening to this meeting, I beg of you, please, I beg of you, speak to one of your local Legionnaires, particularly one that was at the June meeting. Don't take my word for it. Don't take this board's word for it. Speak to the people that were actually there and then make your mind up. I beg of you, help me bring this truth out. As a citizen of this country, it's
20
not
seconds.
our responsibility or duty. Did you guys do yours? Did any of you check on those statements? Did you see if they were true? Is this how the decisions in my village are being made? You're supposed to be working for the citizens, not Keith Pekow.
Thank you for your comments. Pat Sheridan.
Whereas that was confrontational, this is just going to be weird. Okay. Hi, my name is Patrick Sheridan. I'm with a group called Revolution Velvet. We are a group interested in the etiology or origin of evil and how to end it. J.B. Pritzker is an enemy to the people of Illinois, to America, and humanity. J.B. Pritzker funds gender clinics in the United States and in Illinois. If you look into concepts such as called gender identity is an internal feeling of how essentially you identify as which gender. If you look into it further, you'll realize that the feeling is actually an unfalsifiable belief. You look into what unfalsifiability is, it's essentially a concept that can't be proven or disproven, right? So like an unfalsifiable belief would be like the belief of a Scientologist that believes in their god Xenu that is going to come and save them from humanity, whatever ridiculous thing you want to say. The same exact kind of thinking goes in line with gender identity. We can't prove or disprove gender identity exists. There's no actual science that proves it exists. If you look into the science, it's the opinions of people who are very confused and very lost. The majority of these people are autistic, have cluster B personality disorders. One of the side effects of the procedures that are done on these people is sterilization, chemical sterilization. So most of the people that are having these experiments performed on them are actually being sterilized. Autistic people, people with cluster B personality disorders. There's no basis for these experiments. And the state is funding it. The United States of America is funding it. J.B. Pritzker is funding it. He's funding experiments on children. They're removing the breasts of 16-year-old girls in the name of something that cannot be proven. J.B. Pritzker should be put in jail. J.B. Pritzker deserves to be ripped from his mansion, paraded through the street, and then put in jail. So
50 seconds.
I propose that the citizens who are sick of J.B. Pritzker, sick of his corruption, sick of the experimentation on children that is happening in the United States based on nothing but pseudoscience, I propose that people start showing up to board meetings like this, where we could actually talk about what we're going to do with men like J.B. Pritzker and people that support J.B. Pritzker. Because anyone that supports J.B. Pritzker inherently supports the mutilation of children based on nothing. My name is Patrick Sheridan, Revolution Velvet. My phone number is 708-945-2790. If you're interested in stopping the mutilation of children, please give me a call. I really want to work with anybody. If you like to just sit by and let it happen and then watch them fall back on plausible deniability because they said they trusted the science, then I suggest you do
Time
nothing.
is up.
Have a go one, Mr. Precaw.
Thank you for your comments. Is there anybody else here to speak tonight? Board comments. Trustee Reardon.
Thank you. Congratulations to Fox's Pizza. I've been a resident in Orland for 12 years, but I've been going to Fox's Pizza many, many years before that from living in different areas. I used to live in Beverly, used to go to that one as well. Great place, great family. Always, our kids loved it. My wife and I have loved it. It's a great place, well-deserved. And then just to pile on with Nabia and Joni, thanks for all your work on the communications plan. It's, things like Trustee Campus and Trustee Milani said, a consistent and, very coordinated effort is really helps the town, I think, in lots of ways that are almost not identifiable or not accountable sometimes. So thank you for all your work. That's all.
Trustee Healy.
I also would like to, personally congratulate Fox's Pizza on being named this thing. One thing that's always impressed me about Fox's Pizza is, besides the friendliness of the staff there, is the fact that you guys are open just about every day of the year, rain, snow, ice. In the middle of a heavy snowstorm, you can always call up and get a guy to deliver a pizza. I think that's remarkable. It shows the hard work and dedication.
And he's like 16, and he's driving in that weather and everything.
That's right. Well, it's exciting. Okay. So the next thing I wanted to mention was that September 17th to the 23rd is known as Constitution Week around the country. And it's 1955, the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution petitioned Congress with a resolution to set aside the week, September 17th to 23, dedicated for the observance of Constitution Week. This was signed into law by Dwight D. Eisenhower on August 2nd, 1956. And this week we celebrate the 68th anniversary of Constitution Week. The Constitution was signed September 17th, 1787. So, and with each passing year, you just wonder how long this Constitution is going to be around. Is it past its expiration date or whatever? There's so many assaults on this Constitution that made us into the top country in the world that we just don't know how long it's going to last. And when in connection with that, and it's just that we see just stuff on our doorsteps, like the communists showing up at the concert in Tinley, and nobody objects to it. There's no cryback from people to say, get out of here. This is America. We can say whatever we want. There's also the, not to pile on Pat Sheridan, but the J.B. Pritzker's is selling giving the communist Chinese our money to start a plant here that our people are going to be hired by the Chinese. So we're paying them to come here so we can give our chief competition more money. That's insanity, and that's just another page of the development of our society. So these things are at our doorstep, and I just hope people can take note and try and act against these people. So that's my comment.
Trustee Radiszewski.
I love following that. And how do you celebrate?
The Constitution Week.
How are you celebrating that this week? I too want to say thank you to Fox's Pizza. You're definitely a wonderful corporate citizen, for sure. Thank you for all that you do for the village, all of your sponsorships, and obviously you have great food and family business, and you guys are just absolutely wonderful, all that you do, so thank you.
Trustee Compass.
Good evening. I'd also like to thank Fox's Pizza. I'm only rounding out a decade here as a resident, but my wife was born and raised here. I don't think that there's an Orland Park experience that doesn't include Fox's in some fashion. So you're certainly a staple of the community, and I'm grateful for having you. And I know the last few years, obviously with the pandemic and labor shortages and all the rest, it's probably been tough. So glad to see that you guys are coming out on the other side of that. Tonight, I'd also like to extend a heartfelt gratitude to our former senior project engineer, Sean Marquez, for his unwavering commitment to Orland Park. Our village emphasizes ongoing staff development, and through our investment in leadership programs, we recognize that career progression sometimes leads talented individuals outside of our organization. Sean's recent move stands as evidence that our focus on career growth is bearing fruit. As he steps into his new role as a village engineer elsewhere, I sincerely wish Sean continued success and thank him for his invaluable contributions in making Orland Park a remarkable community. I'm also delighted to congratulate Scott Lucan on his first day in his new role. Just a few weeks ago, we celebrated Scott's achievements in the leadership program. Scott and I shared our appreciation in how the essence of being an outstanding engineer often lies in the unseen. It's in the seamless operations and absent crisis. Having gone through board materials and spending hours listening to planning committee discussions, I'm confident that Scott, alongside the entire engineering team, excels both technically and in communicating our engineering visions to our stakeholders. And lastly, I noticed he's gotten the evening off tonight, but I was going to give a special thanks, I still will, to Khurshid for nurturing an environment where talents like Scott can rise and thrive. The seamless transition and Scott's readiness to step up speaks volumes about your exemplary leadership. So thank you, Khurshid.
Trustee Malani.
Thank you. I received the village board briefing on Friday, and I was scrolling through, and I've seen that we have a projected date now for the Veterans Center. I'm sorry to hear our guests miss this, but that we're projecting a winter of 2024, early 2025 date for that. So that'll be a great new place for the veterans to have their meetings and a great facility for them. Also wanted to bring up something that's always special to me is our special recreation program. We have some more champions. The Owls softball team competed on September 9th and 10th and won a gold medal at the Special Olympics State Softball Tournament. So congratulations to those athletes that participated in that event and also our coaches that helped them out as well. And then also Laura Cerny earned the gold medal and became the champion in the Illinois State Special Olympics golf tournament that weekend as well. And thank you to her coaches as well. So on a happy note, have a great evening.
Trustee Gatsinas.
Just want to say a thank you to Joel and the Public Works staff and Ray and the Parks Department for putting on yet another outstanding brew fest and all of our brewmasters that work there. It was very well attended. A lot of different beverages for people to drink, and the Public Works garage looked mighty clean. So thank you for that. It was well attended. And also congratulations to the whole Fox family. Frank is not here. I wish he could have been here, but you know, he's not here. And you guys just do a great job. Continue doing what you're doing. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, everybody, for your comments. And I guess we had another interesting night, and I find it interesting that I'm accused of saying that there were defamatory statements when you came here and admitted that you actually didn't tell the truth about what I said. So, and I will, you know, absolutely everyone on this board knows what it's like to sit here. And if you think that anyone who's confrontational here, that we don't at least do some research to figure out, because we have families, everything else to consider, that we look into, because, and the board members here, the chief knows better than anybody of some of the stuff that we've dealt with, so we do a little bit of research, because we want to make sure that that somebody who we've never seen before is not going to be a threat to us. So I won't apologize for that ever. So on a better note, great job with the strategic plan. And and also great job with the Brewfest as well. And something that we had our all-hands meeting and some training last week. And as I was preparing my comments for that, I looked back at something that I said in 2019 to everyone. I went to each department and spoke to the departments. And the interesting thing from 2017 to 2019, obviously, I was elected, that we had a board that was 6-1 against, that they hired someone before I was ever even sworn in and all that. And it was a very challenging 2 years. I think everyone here that's still here knows that was a challenging 2 years. But what the benefit of those 2 years is I was able to observe what was happening in the village. And, anytime you're looking at, potentially making changes, fixing an organization, those types of things, it's just really helpful to see what's happening in that organization. And so we've embarked on a journey to make a lot of those changes, and we've done a great job. But what I found interesting is I went back and looked at the 4 things that I said that I said back then in 2019 that was going to be very important for the village employees and for the staff and for the board to do to make the village a better place. There were 4 things. The first one, customer service focus. And I think that across the village, and we're certainly not perfect at it, but across the village, I think everyone has embraced the fact that we need to have a customer service focus. And I don't think that was the case 6 years ago, but it definitely is now. And I think that's something we saw in our surveys, that is number one, that's what people focus on. Second, I said we needed to strategically plan. Look, tonight we had the communications plan. But strategic planning, too, is about developing a fact base. And look at the fact base that we developed. We evaluated all our parks, fixing a lot more parks. Looked at all of our roads, fixing those. We looked at all of our sidewalks, fixing those. We looked at our ponds, we're fixing those. So all of these things, we looked at all of our buildings, we're fixing those, all because we've developed a fact base. And everything we're doing, we're trying to develop a fact base. Operational improvements was the third thing. And I think about all the things that we've been doing operationally to improve, be more efficient. I mean, just look at how the boardroom's set up as far as communicating to people and being transparent to people. But it's just evident in everything that we do that we're constantly trying to improve our operations. And then lastly, developing people. And as I said back then, I didn't think we did a good job of it back then. And there was this idea that if anyone left, it was, oh my God, we failed. And it's like, no, our job is to develop people so that if they don't have an opportunity here, they're gonna go somewhere else. And actually Scott Lucan's position, because someone left for another position. And so Scott Lucan gets to move in that position because he's ready for that job. And so those are the types of things that happen. And we had someone else leave in Public Works to go somewhere else where they didn't have that opportunity here. Those all reflect well upon the village for what we do. And that particular engagement session was actually a training session for a half a day, and there were over 130 people there. So we've put that focus on developing people. So I look back at that and I say, this was 2019. We said customer service focus, strategic planning, operational improvements, and developing people. Boy, we've made huge strides in all of those areas, and it's reflected in how well the village is doing. So I really want to thank the board for supporting that. I want to thank all of the staff for supporting that, all the leadership on the staff for doing that and implementing that. And I know we still have a long way to go. We'll constantly work to improve those things, but great work by everybody. So thank you very much. With that, I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session.
Mr. Chairman,
Trustee Compass.
I move to go into executive session for A, approval of minutes, B, the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific village employees, C, collective negotiating matters between the village and its employees or their representatives, or deliberations concerning salary schedules for one or more classes of employees.
Second.
Call the roll.
Trustee Compass.
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Malani.
Aye.
Trustee Reardon.
Aye.
Trustee Radiszewski. Aye. Mayor Pico.
Aye. Go into executive session.